Hi, I'm Forcella-Burton. I'm the Director of Post-18 at the Lee Academy, and this is the fifth in a series of 5 videos all about Post-18 options. This video is all about what happens next and what to do when. So, teachers in school will be writing subject references for you during the course of Module 6, so the last half term of Year 12. And they will be commenting on your performance to date with regards to your academic performance, what your level of achievement has been, in other words. They'll be commenting on your attitude to learning, how hard you're working, how much effort you're putting in. They'll be talking about the academic strengths that you've shown within that particular subject. They'll be commenting on your personal strengths that they've seen you demonstrate during the course of the year, and they'll be making their first sweep through of making a predicted grade, what they think you might get at the end of Year 13. Those forms that we share with them for them to do a subject reference for you get sent out by your form tutors at the May half term, and we ask teachers to complete them by the time we break up for the summer holiday, so that form tutors, when we get back after the summer holiday, can then combine the references from your subject teachers into forming the majority of your school reference that will go in with you, whether you are applying to an employer, to an apprenticeship provider, or to a university. Obviously, we get them ready for the start of Year 13, so that whichever option you are choosing to go down, we've got your reference ready. If you are applying for university, we have to have your reference ready a lot earlier than if you are applying for a job or for an apprenticeship. We don't need those ready until usually the spring of Year 13. And obviously we adapt them, we update them, we can amend them depending on the time of the year that we're putting them in, particularly when it comes to the predicted grades that we think you are likely to achieve. Now, something that's really important for students to do, particularly in Year 12, is make sure that they begin this whole process of researching their Post-18 options from Easter onwards, because particularly for people who want to go to university, degree providers run open days, either virtual online open days where you log on and they give you the open day experience. They do a virtual tour of the campus. You hear talks from different members of staff at the university, lecturers on the course that you're interested in applying to. They either do that virtually, or you can actually go and visit them for a day and actually experience it in person. And then those open days usually then carry on into September and October, so that even if you miss going to an open day in the summer, you can still have that opportunity in the autumn before you put your application in to go to university. And if you think about 400 degree providers, you might have whittled it down to 15 universities on your shortlist. There might be some you're a bit iffy about going to, and that it's really good to go to those open days. So make sure that whether it's a virtual open day or an open day that's in situ, where you actually go to visit the university, that you do go to check out those universities if you're not sure about them before you put an application in. And obviously if you need to take a day off school to go to an open day, you just need to let us know, and then that becomes authorised absence. If you are a student who is making an early application to university, so early applicants to university are the people that are applying to study medicine, dentistry, veterinary science, or to attend Oxford or Cambridge University, we have to get your application completed much quicker than everybody else's, because your application window opens in the first week in September and closes in the middle of October. Whereas for everybody else, their application window opens in the middle of October and then closes in the middle of January. So if you are one of these early applicant students, you've got to get a real wiggle on, and you've got to race through all of your research and preparation before the summer holiday, and you've got to make sure that your form tutor has got your school reference done before the summer holiday. You've got to have got your personal statement finalised before the summer holiday, and you need to make sure that you've got all of your university choices on your application on UCAS by the time you come back at the start of year 13. If you are an early applicant to university, you will know from the meetings that we have that you only get to choose 4 options for university rather than 5. But all of that needs to be done so that we are able to submit your application as an early applicant as soon as possible when we get back in year 13. Because for those courses which are super competitive, the early bird gets the worm. So if you don't get your application in that first week in September, you'll be so far down the pile for admission tutors checking applications that it might be by the time they get to your end of the pile that they've already made offers for to fill up the courses and won't even bother reading your application. There's all kinds of extra support for you as early applicants. All of that is being filtered through the separate Google Classroom that we have for you, which you should have joined by now, but the access code to join that classroom is there on the website for you as well. So if you are a student who is applying not as an early applicant to university, obviously you can't make your application until slightly later anyway, but all of the research that you're going to do, you need to start gathering together by making your own UCAS hub, and I've put the link on here for you, and it's on the website as well, to be able to start gathering all of your research you do about courses and universities you're interested in your own hub on there. That is something that you should do right from the outset if you are researching university, so that you don't lose information, you don't forget which course was offered at which university and what their entry requirements were. Gather it all together in your own hub. Now, you can still create your own UCAS hub if you are intending on applying for employment or an apprenticeship as well, or a gap year, because remember, UCAS offers advice and support and guidance for all of the options that are available to you, and it's a really great way to gather everything together in one place without losing it. So, as a result, I recommend that everybody in Year 12 creates their own UCAS hub. And then if you decide that you are going to apply for university, when registration opens to then begin the process of applying for university in May, you then go on and actually register for UCAS. If you're going to go on, if you know you're going to do an apprenticeship or go straight into work, you don't need to necessarily register for UCAS at that point, but you'll have your own UCAS hub nevertheless. So usually you can register for UCAS from the 3rd week in May of Year 12, and there's all kinds of personal details that you have to put on there, including your full name, your date of birth, your address, a bit about your parents' employment. There's all kinds of stuff that they ask you to put on there. And then you also put on the 5 courses at universities that you want to apply for, and you upload your personal statement. And then once that's all done and you pay for that, then we upload your school reference, and then I do a final check on it all and I submit your application. It costs £24 to apply for university, so that's exactly what it cost me to apply 30 years ago, so it's really good value for money. But to register for UCAS, I say you can't do it until the 3rd week in May of your Year 12. But you go to ucas.com, you click on the top right where it says register, and on the drop down you select undergraduate registration, and then from the next drop down you scroll down to the start date that matches the year you want to start university. So if you're applying to go in autumn of 2021, you're looking for 2021 start on that drop down, for example. You will be prompted during that registration process to put in the Academy's buzzword. Now I will release the Academy buzzword through the Post-18 Google Classroom to tell you what the buzzword is. If you don't put that buzzword in, we can't see your application. It's only when you put the buzzword in that connects you to us, and we can therefore see your application and give you advice. So I am the school's UCAS coordinator, so I can see everybody's application, but only if they've put the buzzword in. And therefore I can't upload a reference for you, a school reference for you, unless you've connected to us through putting the buzzword in. It really helps. We set UCAS up so that you join a group on there, and the group is down to the college that you are in, and that means that your form tutor can then see your application as well. So there's lots of things that happen in the summer term of Year 12. If you look on the website, there is a full timeline on there, on the What to Do Next page, that takes you through, right the way through from the Easter of Year 12 through to results day at the end of Year 13, that talks you through the timeline of what you should be doing when, depending on which of the 4 options you've decided that you're going to take at the end of Year 13. One thing just to make really clear on there, although there is a deadline for applying for university of the 15th of January, you can still apply for university right the way through up until September, and still start that same September. But universities are not under any obligation to make offers to you until your results come through. So even if you decide late that you want to apply for university, you can still do that, and we will still support you with that application process. You just might have to wait until results day to get any offers back from universities. Okay. But use the stuff that's on the website, on that final page, in particular the timeline that is going to keep prompting you what you need to be doing when, including, once you've accepted offers from university, about when to apply for student finance, when to apply for your loans, for example, when you should start looking for apprenticeships being advertised, when to start looking for degree apprenticeships, etc. It's all there on that timeline. It's up to you to be using that to make sure you're doing what you need to be doing when you need to be doing it. Good luck with the process. It might feel daunting at this stage. It might feel like there's a lot to do, but remember that we will support you fully in school. If you or your parents have any questions about this process, you can either ask your form tutor or you can contact me directly, and I will do everything that I can to answer your questions and help you to overcome some of the things that seem a little bit murky or confusing or daunting through making this choice. You're not the first people to make this choice. People have been making these choices for years and years and years, and once you get underway with it, it will all become a lot clearer. The really important thing for you to be doing if you're watching this in Year 12 is do your research. Research fully, so that you know what you're going to be applying to do at the end of Year 13, because weird and strange as it might sound now, Year 13 is going to pass by in a blink, and what you don't want to do is get to the end of Year 13 and only then start thinking, okay, what am I going to do now? Because by that point you'll have got left behind by everybody else. So start your research in Year 12, get it, as much of it done before the summer holiday as possible, so that you hit the ground in Year 13 running and not stumbling. Thanks very much.